when you saw me,
Yeah.
what did you think of the way I was dressed in?
I just thought, wow, you can pull it off.
You can pull it off.
I've looked you up on Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
You look like a superhero.
Wikipedia is probably the best source of information ever because anyone can go in and change the information.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say all of that is accurate.
Very
Everything
good.
about me.
Everything.
I was born in Canada and I was raised by wolves.
Yeah, I read your secret name is Ghost Panther.
That is my Twitter name, yes.
Twitter name. How did that happen?
I have no idea. I tried to put my real name in and someone else had my real name.
Okay.
So then I just thought of some crazy name. I like the idea of Ghost Panther.
Ghost Panther.
Yeah.
Banks have conditioned us to trust them. What have we got from that? 25% interest rates on credit cards. They have screwed us on student loans that we can never get out from under.
When the banks committed the greatest fraud in U.S. history,
no one is paying attention.
It's unbelievable.
4 outsiders risked it all to take them down.
We're going to make the big banks hurt.
You worked with Adam for a couple of times in movies.
Mm-hmm.
Is it somehow different on this movie? Is it like more important because?
It was more similar than you think because he's obviously really funny. He's really smart. And he creates a place where you can just try anything. And that's the way it was on Anchorman. I've known him since, I think, 1990, and he's always been really imaginative guy, but he doesn't have any pretense about himself.
It was definitely a different experience. I mean, here the common thread is that Steve Carell works really hard, and he's very meticulous, even when he's doing comedy. In this case, what I really appreciated was he just has a great sense for when a moment's true or when a moment's not true. And he's very dogged and persistent, and he won't accept a take that is not all the way there. So he and I had a lot of fun chasing down those moments.
There's no arrogance and no ego. He just wants it to feel real. So that was very much the same as it had been working with him before. What was different is that a movie like Anchorman, there's not a lot of character development, so we were able to kind of dig into characters a little bit more.
So it was a different experience, it definitely was. I mean, some of his scenes are pretty intense in the movie, but overall I was just blown away by his work on the movie. He was just, I knew he'd be good, but he even took it up a level above what I expected.
You know what? I'm pissed off. American people are getting screwed by the big banks. And I am getting madder and madder.
It's unbelievable.
Then this guy walks into my office and says,
There's some shady stuff going down.
You play Mark Baum, which originally is called Different, I heard. How would you describe him? Because sometimes you seem angry, sometimes, actually I wanted to hug you through the whole movie.
Yeah.
How would you describe Mark Baum?
A huggable, angry guy, probably. I met the real guy. Really, just the name was changed, but it's based on this real person. And he's an interesting guy. He does not suffer fools. He's very, very smart. He's kind of a pit bull. He's intense. He likes to get things done. His head is always spinning. It's always moving. He's always questioning things. He's never content with the information that he has. So he's fast, and he's a very facile mind, and he's completely confident in any situation. So there's a poise to him as well that's not arrogance, but there's an intensity, and I really liked him. He's a good guy.
I worry about you.
I'm fine. No, my cab.
What do you mean?
My cab, schmuck. I love you, honey. I'll talk to you later.
I just told him that I wanted to hug him through the whole movie.
Yeah.
Because he was like the guy who wants to be right, and he's like nearly exploding, and you really can see it on the big screen that he's like, okay, he's nearly so close to really explode, and that's
Absolutely.
fun to see.
And he's wounded, he's had a horrible loss in his family that he hasn't processed. And rather than feel those feelings, he's outside trying to fix the world. He's trying to make the world right rather than deal with his feelings. So that vulnerability I always felt like was key to that character.
All the banks were having a big old party. A few outsiders saw what no one else could. The whole world economy might collapse.
sure the world's banks have more incentives than greed.
You're wrong.
Of course, everyone is great. Ryan Gosling, Brad Pitt, everyone. But the one I want to talk to you is Christian Bale.
He's fantastic.
Was it a lot of improv? Did he meet the guy? So how was, because in the first moment you see Bruce Wayne and then he's like a complete other character.
He actually, you know, the reason he jumped into the movie was he and I had a conversation about how it would be very exciting to do an introvert as a main character. So we talked about famous introverts throughout history. We talked about the Emperor Claudius. We talked about this famous American football player named Ricky Williams. We just talked about people who were introverts and how they can do pretty amazing things. And he liked that a lot. And then he went and spent a bunch of time with the real guy, and they connected in a big way. The real guy actually gave him a bunch of his clothes. So he's actually wearing the real guy's clothes throughout the movie.
We have to act now.
So Mike Berry, who doesn't wear shoes, knows more than the federal government.
Dr. Mike Berry, yes, he does.
It was every day on set an absolute pleasure to watch him become this person. And you know, when we would work together, we would improvise a little bit. We would try stuff. We would maybe push something in a different direction. But I kind of felt like we could do no wrong because he had become the character. So every time he was on camera, he was Dr. Michael Berry. It was really an honor to work with him.
They say comedy is like drama plus timing. Mm-hmm. Why is it the right time to tell The Big Short?
Well, I think it's certainly timely because this whole thing, because nothing much has changed since 2008. There really aren't any reforms. All of this fraudulent behavior that happened hasn't constituted any sort of reform in the banking industry. So I think it's timely that people are made aware of what happened, because I don't think a lot of people know. I certainly didn't. I didn't have a real insight into the banking industry.
How can the banks let this happen?
It's fueled by stupidity.
But that's not stupidity, that's fraud.
Tell me the difference between stupid and illegal, and I'll have my wife's brother arrested.
Today I have a suit. I look maybe smart. Why do people trust people and listen to people in a suit?
That's a really good question. You know, there's these guys Kahneman and Tversky write these books about exactly those questions, and that's called the halo effect. And it's an actual trick that our mind plays on us, where when someone's handsome or well-dressed, we tend to believe them about 20% more than someone who's not well-dressed or handsome.
Well, you walked in and you were wearing a suit, and I thought, this is a man to be reckoned with. He cares about his appearance. He is a snappy dresser. This man has something to say and something to offer.
So it's a trick that our mind plays on us. We like when things are orderly. We like when things feel good, when they fit sort of the golden ratio.
When you saw me,
Yeah.
What did you think of the way I was dressed?
I just thought, wow, you can pull it off. Is it?
You can pull it off. You are damning me with faint praise.
Sorry.
And it's very destructive. It's how you end up with terrible politicians and leaders just because they look good. Certainly America's done that a few times. And I think one of the points of this movie is to counteract that.
Mm. And I hope that Donnie is going to wear pajamas soon.
You
just tweeted about it. So.
Yeah, we gotta call him Donnie, right?
Yeah, we have to.
It takes all his power away. Yeah.
Donnie in a pajama? That would be great.
The other day, I saw a picture of me in my college yearbook, and I realized I'm wearing the exact same thing.
Is it the same?
Minus, I had a tie. But I'm wearing like a black V-neck sweater and a sport coat. I thought, the only difference is I just had a mustache, and I looked so cheesy.
Because we are in London, do you have a special message maybe to Ricky Gervais?
Hi, Ricky. Following in your footsteps of The Office, I will soon be hosting the Golden Globes. I will be doing a Michael Scott movie. And basically anything you've ever done, I am going to copy and do well, he's saying that I'm going to do a better version, but I'm going to just do an adequate version of what you did. But I'll make a lot of money doing it.
With the same shirt.
with all the same clothes that I had in high school and a mustache.
Thank you very much. Really nice. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Absolute pleasure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what you just did? You just bet against the American economy.
If you're wrong, you can lose it all. The banks and defrauded the American people. Now we can kick them in the teeth.
Okay, here we go.
You target strippers.
With bad loans.
And they're all cash rich.
I'm not going to be able to refinance.
On all my loans?
What do you mean all your loans?
I have 5 houses and a condo.